Hi, this is Carol from Healthcare Potholes with Christian Faith. Um, I'm going to talk about broken people and being broke. Okay, now, this is kind of interesting. Broken people. Broken? Yeah, that's what this is about that I'm going to be talking about. And uh, as I got up today and I got my glass out of the cupboard, I poured my milk, and there was God's mug there, as I call it, God's mug, because it says, "Good morning, this is God. I'll be handling all your problems today." And to me, I take comfort in that because not only does it let me know that He's there and He's watching over all my woes, and handling all my burdens, helping me through difficulty. I take comfort in that. I don't know if you do, but I do. And I was sitting here thinking, oh, I have a lot going on. I mean, I'm always trying to put fires out. And if you know me, I was always one of the calmer nurses in everything. And I was always compassionate as a nurse. And I did a lot of counseling and a lot of things that help people out with their issues. And offered them suggestions and kind of went beyond the extra mile. And I often wonder what people think, many years later. And so as I got up, I said, "Well, good morning, God. This is Carol, half asleep. I'm glad you're going to handle all my problems. I hope it's a quiet day." My day's been anything but quiet. Um, I was working on some paperwork to see about saving the house and helping us with our utilities and whatnot, and suddenly my ink cartridge goes out. And I said, "Well, we'll have to go get an ink cartridge on the way home, or you'll have to go out after we get home and go back out and see what's going on." He said, "Okay." So we get into the car because my appointment was moved back an hour, and for infusion, and darn if my car wouldn't start. So my infusion appointment got moved back further. Well, I always get a lunch there, and it's always a warm lunch, but today I had a cold lunch. It wasn't very good. They don't know how to make chicken salad. Let's just say I'm rather spoiled. Um, I like my chicken salad made with Swanson boneless chicken. And I was picking bones out of this, which just kind of makes me ugh. And it was just mayo and chicken. That was it. There was no celery, there was no onion, there was no almonds, there was no grapes or pineapple or any type of fruit in it. And I always like a little fruit in my chicken salad, and there wasn't anything in there. My mom used to make an awesome chicken salad. She would put macadamia nuts in it and maybe some almonds, some grapes, some pineapple tidbits, and she had a really good recipe that she made with chicken salad. So I'm very spoiled when I look at a chicken salad, and I'm like going, oh, maybe I need to go work in their kitchen, give them some recipe ideas, because I really believe that the body needs nutrition to nurture itself. And if you don't have good nutrition, you're going to be broken. So, anyhow, I got in there and got my seat, sat down. I had to go out and wait while my blood was being processed. And yes, I was low at 1.5. So, I had gotten a walker script 2 days ago from my doctor because I told him that my wheel was ready to break off, and he was quick at writing it and giving it to me. And then he was quick at writing a script for me for antibiotic for a kidney infection the next day when I talked to him. Well, my wheel is really bad because today the nurse ran her computer station that she rolls around on wheels into my walker, and it collapsed down and made the wheel worse. So I gotta definitely go find a walker ASAP. But I gotta get these other things done as well. And now I have a dead battery that I'm contending with. And I got a lot out of that battery. My car I got in 215 was a 216. I did a lease vehicle and then I bought it out of the lease. And I still have, I'll get this, at least 4 more years of paying on the darn thing. I haven't missed any payments because they take it out of my paycheck from Social Security Disability, but it is a hefty paycheck. And my last car was 380. This one is 442.23. So I love my car, and I'm just sad to see it start to have problems. I mean, I'm just like, this isn't good. So my brother went to go to the store this evening and to get me some Imodium because I ate the chicken salad and I got a stomach ache from it. And I said, I'm out of Imodium. Can you go get me a box of Imodium along with an ink cartridge? And he said, yeah. And I said, I want to make my banana bars with peanut butter and oatmeal, so I'd like you to get me some chocolate chips to throw in there while you're out. He said, okay. And so he was heading to the grocery store to get just a couple things. He forgot my Hostess cupcakes, but that's okay. I really don't need those. It's just adding to my blood sugar problem. So I said, don't worry about it. We'll be fine. I'll make a raisin pie. I've been wanting to make a raisin pie for the last 2 weeks and I haven't gotten there yet. Everything happens and I never get it made. And so he said to me, he says, well, I went and got the lottery ticket and I got over to the store and I turned off the car. And I decided I'd turn it back on to see if it worked before I went into the store and it's dead. So, well, I guess I go in, get your groceries and what we need, and then call AAA and have them come out and jump it. He said, okay. So that's what he did. He had to wait almost two hours for them to come and jump them because they're so busy. They're really busy. But they got it jumped, and he's sitting out now in the driveway, leaving it run for the 45 minutes that they recommended. And he's going to take the recyclable down, and then tomorrow he'll take the garbage can down once we get all the trash in it that we have to put in it. But anyhow, it's been a big escapade, with this car and the battery. And the one guy thought he might have to replace it if it died again. This guy said that he would it's just the cold. He's been jumping a lot, and that's why he's running late. A lot of cars need jumps in this cold weather. So I just keep casting my burdens over to God. And I'm like handling this very calmly, not being stressed out, just taking 1 minute at a time. And you can't stress over issues that you have no control over. Okay? You can't stress over issues you have no control. I have no control that they froze the credit card other than we called and told them that we couldn't make the payment, but we were going to try to get together some money to make some payments, but we didn't know when that would be. The next thing was, and that's going through the insurance commissioner. I don't know how long that's going to take for them to go after Blue Cross. I don't know if it takes, 90 days or, a year. I have no idea. I'm clueless on what they have to do because I've let my brother handle things, being the attorney of the family. And I had to relinquish some responsibilities over to him because of the stress that I was under. And that's why I'm so doing these videotapes, because we as people in the United States are going through a lot of stress. And next month it's going to be worse because the bridge card will be going away. And the bridge card is what people use to help cover their groceries. Now, they don't cover paper products or detergents or anything like that, but they cover the food that you put in your mouth. And it's very important that people have food, because without food, they starve to death. And so now that the bridge card is going away, the state is only giving us $20 to live on. It's not going to cover 2 people for a month. There's no way. And then they say, well, you can go get your produce, milk, and eggs down here downriver somewhere. I'm not even certain where it's at. It sounds like it's pretty far, to be honest. And you have to go on Saturday between 9 and noon. I think that was when it was, or it was Friday between 9 and I don't know. I said, well, we can't do that because I'm at an infusion. It must have been Friday. So I don't even know what the deal is. So I'm like going, this isn't good. So life is going to change. I mean, I keep trying to tell Gary, we need to go look at storage sheds and see what we can do and how much it'll be to renovate it. And, you know, we'll have to sell this house and use that money towards a shed. I mean, I don't know, what you're thinking, but that's what I'm thinking. I said, well, I'm paying on the patio. I guess whoever buys the house will have to leave us live on the patio. That would be interesting. I can see that right now. So, no bathroom on the patio. I'd have to put one in. So, it's an all-weather patio, but it's darn cold. I'd have to have a couple space heaters out there, or those things that they're doing where they're broken into for two different areas. They're putting above doors. I don't have a lot of clearance out there. Thank you very much for putting a shrimp base short um, roof on it. So I'm still paying on it. I'll be paying that for another 4 years, like my car. And there's not a lot I can do. I just take one day at a time, leave it come out of my paycheck when my paycheck goes in. And then I sit there and say, okay, now what? Lord, let's see what we have left. And we'll see what we can pay on this bill or that bill. Well, I called and I warned American Express I couldn't pay their bill, and then listen to this. We'll wipe your interest out, and you just pay on the bill and you have it paid off in 36 months, but your payment will be over 500, almost 600 bucks. I said, what kind of deal is that? I can't even pay the 500 you're asking, and it was 3 something last month, 349. Why isn't it the same this month? What's the deal? I don't get it. Well, I don't know. I didn't call them back today. Too much stress going on. So I just have been casting my burdens over to God, trying to work through all this mayhem that's going on, because it is a lot of mayhem. And things are just not going the way that they should. And I don't know. I'm still looking for a job. Then one of the girls, I said, what's going on in that room over there that used to be the store? She says, oh, that's where they hire people. They do a recruitment every Wednesday in the room. I said, oh, really? That's nice to know. That's very nice to know. Now, just something. And oh yeah, they're taking the housing credit away from people as well. So they're going on about complaining about all these homeless camps and people living in tents, but yet they're taking the housing credit away to keep people in their house. So there'll be more tent communities popping up. And people are so evil to people. It's got to stop. It really has to stop. To me, taking the basic necessities away are awful. They would rather give them to someone who is not a citizen, that's come over here illegally and not applied for citizenship, and they give them all this stuff. Hotels in Long Island, New York, and they don't want to go to the shelter in the Bronx, because the beds aren't comfortable. They'd rather be in the hotel where they're paying $500 a night. I mean, it's ridiculous. It really is. And I'm sitting here saying, and look what you're doing to your fellow American, taking their bridge card away, taking their housing credit away when they're on disability, that they really need it. And you come out and you're saying that there's all this fraud and stuff. Well, maybe there is, but I'm not committing it. I don't have the income. You're not paying me enough on Social Security disability to stay in my house, pay my utilities, pay my credit cards, run my car, pay my bills. No, I'm not getting enough. I would love to put all these senators on what I make a month. You see how fast that they would be doing things. I mean, It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Now maybe they realize that the bridge card is going away and they're going to do something, but I haven't heard anything. So I guess tomorrow while I'm sitting around, I'm going to have to call my senators and get on the bandwagon and start talking to them and see what we can do to get a bill passed to put this back in play right away. And this is not where you need to fleece America by making people starve to death and be homeless in the middle of winter. That's just totally wrong. And there's other places that you can fleece America, like not pay for the illegal immigrants coming over here. You know, if they come over and they apply for citizenship, that's one thing, but a lot of them are not going to apply. I'll tell you that right now. I mean, it's just like when I worked down at county in Phoenix and they would come over and they'd drop a baby and say, now they have citizenship. And I'd say, sorry, we're not paying your bill. You weren't a citizen when you dropped your baby here. They didn't like that. But those are the facts, you know. That's why Yuma is in a boatload of trouble, because they didn't have a Gestapo working in their ER to tell people, you came over here illegally, you're not a citizen, we're not paying your bill. Now you have an option, we'll stabilize you and you can go back to your country, but you're responsible for paying your bill. And it's just the way it is. I mean, I just feel that they need to be taking care of us that are citizens here in the United States first. And then if there's extra, then you can do these other things. But you need to look out for your fellow American. And it hurts when I see these people getting all this stuff and they don't appreciate it. It's just like, gimme, gimme, gimme. Well, I don't know about you, but I worked hard when I was working to have what I have. And, you know, it isn't that I'm not appreciative, because I am. My parents worked hard for what we have. My brothers worked hard for what they had, and or have. My one brother's deceased, so it's, you know, when he was working, he worked hard for what he had. He raised 3 kids and fed them and clothed them and did all that. And, you know, it breaks my heart to see what they're doing and not caring for their fellow Americans with the bridge card going away next month. And now I'm hearing that they're going after the housing credit. I'm like, Gary, we got to get this in right now. We got to get this in right now. And because we didn't know that we could qualify for things, you know. We had no idea. I mean, I can't go back to nursing because of the mask stuff going on, you know. And I haven't seen a doctor since COVID started. So, other than my surgeon who saw me with a face shield and did surgery and took care of me, he's the only one that'll let me into the office with a face shield. And I just can't believe that we're having to go through all this right now. It's broken people. We have a lot of broken people out there. And we're not the only one that's losing our bridge card. There's a lot of people throughout the United States. So, at first I heard it was in Ohio, but then I heard that it's throughout the United States. And we got a letter verifying it, so I know it's legit. So, we're just devastated, just like everybody else. So we're in very big, tough times. Not only are we dealing with inflation, and the bridge card doesn't go very far. You're lucky to be able to figure out a budget with what you need. You make out your menus and you follow your menus. And now we can't even do that. So it's sad times that we're in, and I just cringe. So yeah, we're all broken people right now. We all need to be supportive. We all need to pray. But I want to say, since I've been casting my burdens over to God, I'm not as stressed, even though bad things are happening. I have a clear mind on what I need to do and who I need to call and who I need to reach out to and my senators and my representative and see what they can do. And this is not, Democrat or Republican. This is bipartisan because there's both people on bridge cards and both people with housing needs. And, they need to look out for us, the fellow Americans, and take care of us and put things back in play that they're trying to get rid of. It's not going to help the economy. It's not going to help the budget. They need to make a budget of things. And if they don't know how to do a budget, I mean, come look at me. I've been on a budget for years. So, a lot of women that run households use budgets. I mean, especially if you have a lot of kids or some kids, you budget. You budget for your kids' tennis shoes, their sports fees that they have, and different things like that. You know, sometimes you have to work two jobs to do things. I can't even get one job. I'm sitting here shaking my head, going, "Oh, lordy, lordy." So I just want to say, I'm going to clip this off here pretty quick, is that you have to just know that there's a lot of broken people out there, and you need to cast your burdens over to God, and He will see you through, just like He's seen us through. And I said to my brother, with the car dying at Myers tonight, I says, "You're going out and start that car early in the morning. If it doesn't start, we're going to try and get AAA out to jump it again. And if we can't get it jumped, then we'll have to have it towed in and get a battery put in somewhere close by." And he said, "Okay, sis, we'll do that." So that's what we're going to do. So we'll see. So I'm going to make some phone calls before Walmart closes and see if they will take my kind of credit card I have, and we can put the battery in tomorrow down there, and then we don't have to worry about it not working. So anyhow, have a good one and stay safe, stay warm. Don't be out on those bad roads down south if you're down south. Keeping everybody in my prayers. Everybody stays safe because that's a bad winter storm going through down there. So love you all. Be good, and we'll talk later.